Hello everyone, I'm Billy. Today is the 12th day of making videos and upload to LGB daily. So today I think that it is a quite meaningful and colorful day. So why is that? Why it happens is that I went to library with John Jay in the afternoon, and I've developed a habit of sometimes going to library or regularly doing some exercises to make myself more healthy and fill my whole life and daily activities with some meaningful actions. So today I went to library and I really thought of a lot of things. So actually reading is a good habit, and the reason why is that you're actually communicating with all the authors. So actually if you're gonna be an author, if you're a teenage, maybe you don't have a lot of human experience in many situations, like for example social or communication. Even sometimes to feel success in communicating with others, like friends, we have a lot of friends, or even we have a lot of past romantic relationships. Actually, it's just the sacrificial part of our knowledge and human experience. Maybe it is some of your attractiveness and your what we call it, 条件, your good points maybe suits the social situation, the situation in society. Then you win others in this stage. Then maybe you can have a lot of friends or girlfriends maybe. But at the same time, actually some people are trying to do their best in other ways. Maybe some good at their major in studying. Sometimes they are already think of setting up a business and learning entrepreneurships. And some are good at AI maybe. I'm not saying myself, of course. But when sacrificially we see that a person is successful because of some part, actually they still have a lot of weaknesses, and among our whole human life, actually we're trying to avoid these weaknesses by keep learning. We must have to keep improve ourselves. Like sometimes when you're in younger ages, you feel that you already did all the improvements. Maybe sometimes if you get a full marks in your math test, then you will feel that I already did really great, I have nothing to improve. But in fact, first of all, the concept and of the maths is different from your test, right? Like if the teacher give you an exam which is quite easy and you get full marks, even if others does not get full marks and you're the only one who have obtained these high grades, it may just be your revisions, or even sometimes when you're in younger age, maybe it's just you're good, you have the mindset of mathematics or doing papers, doing exam papers, then you get this result by lucky. And sometimes maybe you didn't pay as much hard work as others. You feel that I did better than you in exams, and you feel I'm better than you. You got this conclusion, but in fact it's not. The game is not playing like that. So when others revise, like maybe revising biology, they are looking at details and maybe learn more than the exam syllabus. Of course, in terms of exam results, maybe others are better than him, but actually his knowledge base is not as weak as others. Maybe sometimes when he know more details, even he may be the worst in the whole class, he know the most in biology instead. So actually, Sometimes you're really trying to discover all the concepts in the world, or even if you're study deep into one of the aspects in the whole world, actually you will realize that there are more and more stuff you have to learn. This is no a limit. Is unlimited. Like even you keep reading books, you keep trying to have more experiences, like in social internships, job experiences. Actually, is not having a limit. You can, even you have maybe a million years of life, you can still not discover everything in the world. First of all, human has already a really long history. Of course, comparing to other animals or plants or the whole history of the world, of the earth, I mean, then human is just a very short history. But if you have to discover everyone's thought, everyone's history, or maybe even the whole world's history, how the earth is being generated, or even the whole universe, then it is not about the matter of time. You really have unlimited things to learn and to know about everything in the world. And it is the same case for knowledge. Like if we're studying psychology, actually when you're studying deep inside that aspect, you will discover more and more things to learn. You will not having a limit, or when you study till a part and you feel that, oh, I already mastered psychology and I can do everything in that area, in that studying area. But no, it is not the case. And also, before I've also noticed the fact that knowledge is actually linked with each other, closely connected. Like when you're studying deep into AI, you think about the combinations of AI with other knowledge aspects, like AI with biology, AI with psychology, or even how AI is applied into physics. It is not about a straight line. It is just like a tree branch. When you're studying deep into an aspect, you gradually or eventually study in another aspect. And this is the reason why there is unlimited knowledge. Even you're just trying to study AI, at last you will think about psychology, or even human history, or even arts, like AI can also do arts generation. Then actually, if you study really deep in this area, you have to also know art. So it is the matter of when you're ignorant, you don't know many things in the world, you will think that, oh, I know everything. But when you're studying deep into any aspects, you'll realize that, oh, there's more and more related things you have to learn. As long as you have the motivation to learn, that is unlimited. You can learn forever. So the thing is that I realized that in library, if you're trying to read books, you have to read in a wise manner, and you have to like catch up which book is good, and that's still not enough. You have to catch up which part of which book is a good one for you to reference in your whole life, as actually in your whole life it's impossible for you to know everything in the world. You're trying to take the part that you feel that is useful to your human life, or it is your interest. Sometimes work-life balance is really important. Is that you cannot only focus on your work. Like if a human only got one interest and it is his work, that is actually tragic. Yeah, if you just only have one interest, then even play games, even doing some craftings, listening music, all you don't like, you only like AI, then you're actually just a machine. And actually trying to discover more things in the world makes you got more interest, And this is the way of how you develop a healthy lifestyle, and you make your life changes and become better. Like sometimes, like if we're trying to make craft, and we will feel that, oh, what is the use of making craft? Like unless you're trying to make some machines that contributes to the whole human development, or even craft some AI stuff out. But crafting may not be that is just your interest. You're just trying to make paper crafts, maybe sometime like that. But actually no, as a well-being of human, we are trying to improve ourselves in different aspects. Also, who says that craft only, where you can only learn how to craft, and what achievements you can get is just your result of craft. Maybe you're making paper airplane and your result is just the paper airplane and how you make the paper airplane. But actually no, when you're trying to making, first of all, your mood is being better, and when you're doing other stuff, actually your efficiency is already improved. Second is that you use your brain when you're learning new things. When you're motivating, like activating your brain, it's not just only focusing on that part. You're not only focusing on making paper airplane. Sometimes you may got some innovative or creative ideas. Like sometimes while we are suddenly just walking and we got some new ideas, it's just because your brain is moving. Like walking is a kind of way that we can try to activate our brain and make us keep learning. But even when we're doing some interest, we can actually sometimes think of some ways that how this interest linked to maybe your work, or how this improve your daily life. Like human life is going to enjoy. You're trying to enjoy it instead of just always making you in depression. Then even you got $10 million a week, then what is the use of that? You don't feel happy, right? It is actually very, very important for a work-life balance. And yeah, so back to library. So today actually I learned a lot of things about psychology and human communication. So actually I really learned a lot of things. Like for example, I realized that if you're going to success, it's most important is the social skills, because human is kind of animals that need social. But if social skill is just equals to communication skills, as is actually false. Social skills is much more than communication skills. Like communication skills may be the content and some body languages and your gestures, and you're trying to like showcase yourself to others or pull up some relationships. But actually, when you're trying to see deep into social relationships, actually, apart from communication skills, first of all, we have to know the aim. Why we have to communicate with others? Is it about some jobs or some like for fun? Like sometimes our roommate also tells me that in social relationships, we mostly got two aims. First is interest, and exchange in interest makes you more willing to communicate with one another. And the second one is emotional benefits. Like when we are playing together, we got a lot of topics to chat with, and we feel happy when we are going together or playing together instead of playing myself. And these two are the benefits why we have to social. We have to first identify why we are going to social, which is the goals and the aim of you communicating with that specific target. And second thing is that when we are trying to communicate with others, actually many psychological theories are being applied into the communication. Like of course, if you're trying to do good, you're just having a good hand gestures, you show that you're really into the conversation. You show that you wanna build a good relationship with him or the target. then yes, you can actually build a good relationship, and maybe you can achieve the goal of having many friends. But when you're into the society, the game changes. When you're in a job, you got into a big company, or even sometimes you're being the high positions, like if you're the president, country president of the company, then the whole game is actually different. When you're trying to maintain your salary or maintain your position, you want to continue contribute to the company and work there, maybe due to the um, interest the company gave you, or maybe you love the environment is quite pleasant there, then actually the social skills you have to know is not just about communication. Like, first of all, you have to really know psychology. The psychology is not just theories. Like, theories is just like the elaboration part of your essay. But first of all, you have to have some experience yourself to make the structure of the essay complete. Like, without your own experience, actually you cannot feel that feeling, and you will not know how to improve. Like, sometimes what we're trying to improve is that we got some bad experience. Like, if you got break up with your girlfriend, or if you got some arguments with your friends, or even sometimes your friends play you or sneers at you, or even if you lose your job. This is all what difficulties we are trying to facing. And sometimes when we are in this age, we see these problems and we will feel that, oh, this is just an easy job. Maybe after 1 month you will finish you will counter this problem easily. But in fact, it's not. When you're trying to experience all these things, you will feel that this is really a tough period, and you will really keep thinking of ways how you can counter this problem instead of just standing there. You will not just feel like now, because you don't actually feel the problem. Like before, in my 3 months of frustrating period, is also the same. Like, why I would suddenly feel sad of my introvert. It's just a personality. But yeah, at that time, when I feel that I got no chances to talk with a girl, maybe a lack of communication skills I realized, and even how I learned, I got no results. And I feel really frustrated in that period. And yeah, now I know that, first of all, what I've learned is not about the result. Sometimes the result is not even observable. But when you're trying to communicate with others, or we got some experience, then what you have learned will reinforce what you have learned in theory. So it is also like the difference in books about theories and books about actual concepts. So sometimes we are looking at books with actual concepts. For example, how we actually chat with others. Like, we shouldn't say what, we should say what, and in order to make a relationship long lasting. But no, sometimes we also need some theories, and how we say is that the experience is important. And sometimes also your brain will refuse to accept some concepts that you're not sure about. Like, sometimes if it is too technical, you will feel that, oh, is it really working? Why is it working? And they don't explain to you. So actually you still need experiences. And for theories, you will know everything, how it works, but you don't have an actual way to really accomplish what the author wanna brings it out. So first of all, we have to know the theories and why it's going to happen. And second is that any practical. Like when we're trying to communicate with others, it is actually the same concept. What we have said when we are social with our friends is actually the conclusion of your whole person. Like for example, why your talking style is like this, or why you want to keep talking instead of listening to others, or how your person, like your impression give others when you're trying to talk. So this is all about your own person. Sometimes we need some social skills, but other than social skills, it is all about your whole person. How your personality develops that word that you want to say to others. Then this is about psychology again, how our personality is formed. Maybe when we are children, we got this kind of experience, so we will talk like this. Yeah, so the result is we talk like this. But in fact, we got some causes, and we actually have to know these causes. Maybe this is not actually useful in our daily life, but our brain will refuse to accept some of the results, and until we are understanding how the whole situation goes. And yeah, psychology is actually a way to understand your own self as well. Like for some famous psychologists, they got many theories, and all of this we can think of, oh, why this theory is, or even we say that how they prove this theory and how this theory is applied to myself. So like when we are learning some AI theories, then yeah, it's just some technical stuff, but psychology theories is actually all can be applied to yourself, and you can agree with it easily because this happened to yourself, right? And of course, when some of the theories we're going to say is sometimes not that useful, sometimes not that practical, it's just some thoughts, but actually we have to learn that instead, in order to like link up all the ideas we've learned. And of course, experiences. When we have more social experience or communication experience with others, and we maybe got more friends and like that, we will understand why this theory says like that and how we can improve the situation. And maybe what we have learned in library books will suddenly be useful. So now actually I'm not always just focusing on practical stuff. I will manage to like balance how I read practical stuff and theoretical stuff. And also sometimes we'll see about first impressions. Like if the book title seems boring, we'll skip this book. But when we read more books in the library, then we can actually reduce this problem, alleviate it. Because sometimes books with both theories and practical applications are not having any attractive titles. Like some of the scholar articles are always seems boring, but they provide us the most information. So as well, I've discovered one thing is that actually male authors and female authors offers a different style of books. Female authors, first of all, their style is more about a little bit like calling you to be calm and just express their own opinion instead of giving you actual suggestions how you improve yourself. And also they're focusing on more color. They try to make the book more colorful in order to make the reader feel happy when reading. But actually as a male, as a boy, we actually try, when we're trying to achieve a better self, like our objective of reading books is trying to improve ourselves. Like if some people may like some cultural stuff, historical stuff, or even some writings, Chinese writings, like 武侠小说. then if you're trying to read that, you're actually trying to find a female author. It will be really, really good idea when you're trying to see this kind of books. But a male author always gives you bullet points and some clearly understand ideas. They will try to like give you the points as quick as possible and as easy, as simple as possible. So actually, as a male, as a boy, we are trying to read more books from male. When we are trying to improve ourselves, we should avoid all this kind of female written books because it's just expressing their own opinions. Maybe sometimes useful, but first of all, the real point is about female. As a male, sometimes we cannot experience how a female feels. Our brain structure is also different. How we think and we view stuff, view a kind of theory is also a different style. So for effectiveness as well as to achieve your own objective, we're really trying to read more books and identify which books are written from a female, which kind of books is written by male. And in your situation, if you're trying to improve yourself, you're trying to entertain, you're choosing different kind of books to read.